Another day in another practice officially in the books under the belt for Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Today was a very interesting practice, had a couple of really big time throws, and we're going to discuss everything you need to know about what happened with Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, but more importantly how the defense looks. We're going to keep you guys covered throughout it all. Before we jump into the news and the notes and the highlights and the observations from another practice here for the Denver Broncos, I need you guys to do me a favor, and I want to give credit where credit is due, and that is with all of the Broncos media members, Zach Stevens, Cody Rourke, Henry Chisholm. Go follow them on X right now because I promise you guys will not regret it. Without them, these videos are not even possible to make. So go follow them. It sometimes feels like you're at practice when you're not able to make it because they cover everything that's happening. So go give them a follow on X right now before you do anything else. So with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video and talk about the first standout of practice, and that is former edge rusher out of Memphis, Jalen Allen. This dude made some big time plays during team period today. He had Troy Franklin on a TFL during a jet sweep, and then he sacked Zach Wilson as well. And when you look at Jalen Allen and, you know, the way he's been developing, the way he's been getting better and better each and every single day of practice, you just have to sit here and talk about the potential of him making this roster. Now, obviously, they have a lot of edge depth with Baron Browning and Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito, third-round pick Jonah Ellis. Then Thomas Incoom has probably made a set or a play beyond the line of scrimmage almost every single day of practice. You have Ronnie Perkins, you have Daron Achami, and then Jalen Allen. So he is very, very, low on that depth chart. But a play like that could definitely give you, a major step in the right direction. Also, before any further we get into the video, I do want to say that the majority of these highlights are from the last couple of days. The media is not allowed to film certain portions of practice. Today, we just happen to get a little bit less than we usually do. So keep in mind the first 5 clips of the video are from today. The rest are from the last couple of days. So keep that in mind as well. We also had a 50-yard bomb, a great throw by Jarrett Stidham over the shoulder of Troy Franklin into his hands, but he just wasn't able to hold on to it. Again, Troy Franklin has a lot of work to do, and holding on to the football might be one of them. Audric had a nasty stiff arm today on Thomas Incoom. Should have been a big-time tackle, but man, Audric looks every single bit of a beast as a running back. So keep an eye on him going forward. We also got to see a lot of the first team period. All 3 quarterbacks looked actually really good. For the most part, Bo Nix had a 20-yard completion to David Sills. Jarrett Stidham hit Josh Reynolds for a 20-yard completion. And then Zach Wilson had a dart to Audric in the middle of the field in very, very tight coverage. A great throw by Zach Wilson. But the one thing we're starting to notice with this Denver Broncos team compared to last season is they're starting to utilize the middle of the field a lot more, which is probably a breath of fresh air for a lot of you Denver Broncos fans who weren't able to see that last year. So that was a big takeaway from today. Greg Dulcich was getting a ton of opportunities. So he's a guy that's interesting to me because I think Adam Trotman and maybe Lucas Kroll have a little bit of an edge on him right now. But as you start to see Greg Dulcich get more and more acclimated, more and more comfortable within the system, you're going to see him just shoot up the depth chart. I almost guarantee at this point he's put together a couple of really good practices. And if he can continue to, translate that into preseason football games, I would not be shocked at all if he is their day one starter at the tight end position. Now, we still have so much to talk about, including the quarterback running with the ones today. Before we jump into that, do me a big favor, guys. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And get this, we're going to be covering every single day of Broncos training camp. Every practice, we got you guys covered. And then 2, we're going to be live streaming Broncos preseason games on my Twitch. You guys can go follow it right now. The link will be in the description, or you can find it at Matty Dubs with 3 S's. Guys, I cannot wait to watch Bo Nix in the preseason. Go follow my Twitch and watch those games with me. We're also going to be breaking down the film. If you guys want that, comment down below more film. And we're going to be looking at the preseason games, the regular season games, and looking specifically at what the film is showing us. Now, with that being said, let's dive back into the video a little bit. Bo Nix. What you want to hear here is he was running with the ones. I believe that is 4 out of 5 straight practices that he is running with the ones. Now, again, take everything with a grain of salt. I don't know what that means specifically, but I can kind of, take a guess maybe that it means that he is high up the depth chart and maybe starting to show Sean Payton why he could be the starter or should be the starter. We'll see how that goes going forward. Now, other than that, we did see a lot of good plays with this first unit. So we had Bo Nix, good throw to Cortland Sutton. It was a big catch and then a play after the catch as well. Great completion to Lucas Krull near the sideline. He had a pass to Dulcich that was dropped, tipped up in the air and almost picked, so that wasn't great. Again, I was just, raving about Greg Dulcich. Yeah, he did, he struggled right there, but that's okay. Everyone's going to struggle every once in a while. Jarrett Stidham had the deep pass to Franklin that was dropped. Also had a pass behind Brandon Johnson that was almost picked as well. So quarterbacks did struggle a little bit in terms of that, or Stidham struggled in terms of that. We also had Wilson get sacked by Jalen Allen and Dondria Tillman. Dondria. Honestly, I like to butcher names sometimes. That might be one of them. And we also had some goal line work here. We had 3rd and goal from Bo Nix. At the 3-yard line, he sprinted to his right with pressure in his face and hit Cortland Sutton in the end zone for a touchdown. So that is something you want to see, right? I think Bo Nix has done a really good job being able to throw off defenses, using his eyes, kind of deceiving them, looking one way, throwing another, and forcing them your hand, right? So I think Bo Nix is one, really good in terms of that, creating and extending plays on his legs. But 3, you could tell this dude is making pre-snap adjustments at the line of scrimmage. He is, rotating his line in order to stop a blitz. The dude is doing a lot of really good things. Levi Wallace did come off the field with a little bit of an injury. Don't know what happened to him. If you guys hear an update, comment down below. We saw Brandon Johnson with a great catch in the end zone. 5-yard pass, 5-yard touchdown from Zach Wilson. There was a guy all over him, but he still came down with it. We also saw Stidham threw a touchdown pass to Bandy. So again, that is good. Michael Bandy getting some action there. But yeah, I think rotation-wise, Bo Nix, 4 of 5 padded practices, I believe. Again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that is some big news right there. That is some big news. Other than that, not too much else to talk about. I think we kind of got to lock in on Bo Nix could be the starter. Bo Nix could really be the starter. They also ended practice with a move the ball situation. Basically, you just move it as you go, right? So Broncos offense was down by 6, about 50 seconds left to go in the game. In the offense and defense, both had one timeout, kind of like a scrimmage type of thing. Jarrett Stidham, Bo Nix, and Zach Wilson all got a shot, all got an opportunity during this drill. None of them scored. Stidham made it to the 29-yard line. Bo Nix made it to the 36, and Zach Wilson actually made it to the 13. Were some drops as well throughout all of that. So it's not all in the quarterbacks there. Had a lot of drops. So let me know what you guys thought about today's practice. I thought the biggest standouts were definitely Audric. I would say Bo Nix had a good practice today for the most part. Continue to take those reps. I thought Greg Dulcich was everywhere. Did have a drop or two, but overall, I thought he had a good practice. Cortland Sutton had a big touchdown catch. Defensively, I mean, you can go anywhere, right? Jalen Allen, Jonah Ellis, a lot of these guys really look good during practice. So, and again, it's just practice. We'll see how they do in the preseason, but make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys during tomorrow's practice, I believe. And then their preseason game should be live for that one as well. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.